Hello friends, welcome to the video. So Civilsteps has started one of the important series that is for Target Prelims 2022. Target Prelims 2022 initiative of Civilsteps will help students to cover the most important topics of history, geography, polity, economy, science, environment and current affairs. This Target Prelims 2022 series has started from 19th of December 2021 and will help you to cover more than 1000 important topics for prelims examinations. So Target Prelims 2022 has been designed keeping in mind the dynamic nature of the UPSC Civil Services Examinations. Hence, Target Prelims 2022 focus on overall preparation of a serious civil services aspirant and will sail you through UPSC CSE exam very smoothly. So today we will discuss important MCQs of economy. So the first question is, with reference to the marginal standing facility, consider the following statements. First, its aim is to reduce volatility in the overnight lending rates in the interbank market. Second, borrowing rate under this facility is always higher than the repo rate. So which of the following statements given above is or are correct? Option A, one only, B, two only, C, both one and two, D, neither one nor two. So the correct answer of this question is option C, both 1 and 2. So the scheme has been introduced by RBI with the main aim of reducing volatility in the overnight lending rates in the interbank market and to enable smooth monetary transmission in the financial system. Hence, option 1 is correct. About second statement, it refers to the panel rate at which banks can borrow money from the central bank over and above what is available to them through the LAF window. So it is always fixed above the repo rate. Hence option second is correct. So this was all about first question. You should know the quantitative monetary tools. So this monetary tool topic is very important. You should know the types of this monetary tools, that is there are two types, quantitative as well as qualitative. So you should know what are the components of quantitative tools and qualitative tools. So this MSF is the component of quantitative tools. So you should know all about that. So this was all about question number 1. So here is question number 2. With reference to the inflationary gap, consider the following statements. First, an inflationary gap occurs when the current real GDP is less than potential GDP of an economy. Second, elevated government expenditure is one of the causes of the inflationary gap. So which of the statements given above is or are correct? Option A, one only, B, two only, C, both 1 and 2, D, neither one nor 2. So you can pause this video and write down your answer in the comment section. The correct answer of this question is option B, 2 only. So for the gap to be considered inflationary, the current real GDP must be higher than the potential GDP. So statement 1 is not correct. About second statement is correct about inflationary gap. So you should know what is inflation, types of inflation, what is inflationary gap, what is deflationary gap, how can we curb inflation, what are the monetary tools to do that, or what are the fiscal policy tools. So you should be aware about all this stuff. So let us discuss question number 3. In the context of economics, Phillips Curve shows the relationship between option A, inflation and GDP growth, B, inflation and unemployment, C, unemployment and GDP growth, D, tax rates and tax revenue. So you have to tell the correct answer. So the correct answer of this question is option B, inflation and unemployment. So the Phillips curve is an economic concept developed by A.W. Phillips, stating that inflation and unemployment have a stable and inverse relationship. So these curves like Phillips curve, Lorentz curve, so there are 5-6 types of curves are there. So you should know about that curves and what is the difference between these curves, what does this curve say about relationship between two components in economics. So here is question number 4. Consider the following statements. First, capital gains tax is aimed at those companies which show zero or negligible income to avoid tax. Second, minimum alternative tax applies on the sale of all assets if a profit has been made by the owner of the asset. So, which of the statements given above is or are correct? Option A, one only, B, two only, C, both one and two, D, neither one nor two. So the correct answer of this question is option D, neither one nor two. So capital gains tax is a direct tax, applies on the sale of all assets if a profit has been made by the owner of the asset. The tax is further classified into short-term capital gains and long-term capital gains. Hence, statement 1 is not correct about statement 2. So minimum alternative tax is a direct tax aimed at the taxation of zero tax companies, that is, those companies which show zero or negligible income to avoid tax. Under MAT, such companies are made liable to pay to the government by deeming a certain percentage of their book profit as taxable income. Hence, statement 2 is not correct. So you should know how many types of taxes are there. So there are two kinds of taxes, direct and indirect tax. So you should know the difference between direct tax and indirect tax. And what is goods and services tax? Is it direct tax or indirect tax? What are the provisions under GST Act? So you should know that also. And is there any constitutional provision related to GST? You should also be aware of that. And about capital gains tax and minimum alternative tax also, you can get knowledge about these taxes also. So this was all about question number 4. So here is question number 5. Which of the following economic conditions triggered the 1991 economic crisis in India? First, rising prices of essential goods. Second, high fiscal deficit due to continued government spending on development programs. Third, high growth rate of imports without matching the growth of exports. So select the correct answer using the code given below. Option A, 1 and 2 only, B, 2 only, C, 1 and 3 only, D, 1, 2 and 3. So you have to tell the correct answer. So the correct answer of this question is option D, 1, 2 and 3. So you should be aware of what is 1991 economic reforms and what was the economic crisis that led to 1991 economic reforms. What is LPG reforms, liberalization, privatization and globalization. And you should also know what was the economic conditions for from the national perspective of India, and about there was one international perspective also that led to this 1991 economic reforms. So you should read about this topic from standard sources. So this was all about today's video. You can subscribe the channel and you can also press the bell icon. Thank you very much.